Hello, this is a Prusa demo on Supademo for the MILL Prusa system. The first thing that you want to do is start by obtaining an STL file. So in order to 3D print, you need an STL file, which is a common 3D model file type. You can either get this from CAD softwares like AutoCAD or Rhino, or you can download it from online sources like Thingiverse or other websites of that nature. So in this version, we're going to look at Thingiverse, which is a website where you can collect these 3D models. You're going to start by clicking on this website and then just kind of searching for whatever model you want. You can get popular models, or you can search for something specific in the key bar. So this one we're using a Pokemon. And then once you find your model, you're going to click on it and then download all files. It will save as a zip file to your downloads folder. And then to get the actual 3D model, you want to click the zip. And then navigate to the extracted folder. Go to Files. And then you're going to download the thing that says .stl. This is going to be the file that you can put into the Prusa slicer. So you're going to drag that to your desktop. And then based on what you're using, today I'm going to select MILL laptop because that's what most users will be using. You're going to open up Prusa Slicer, which is a program on the MILL laptops. And then once you've configured Prusa Slicer, you want to start by selecting your filament at the top left or right corner. The MILL only allows PLA filament, so you want to make sure that you select general PLA. And then you're going to select Add Model button at the top and then import your STL file. So from here you can move it around and adjust it as needed. On the right you can also select different print settings. So this can optimize like the speed, durability, that type of thing. And you also want to make sure that you're double checking which Prusa 3D printer model you're selecting. So most of the ones at the MILL are going to be the original Prusa MK4S. And then if you want to use the XL, you want to make sure that you select this drop-down menu and select the XL one. This panel also has something called object manipulation inputs, so you can alter the rotation or the position or the scale of your design really specifically, instead of just doing it based on eyesight. And then also on this right panel, you can click Brim. And this basically, if your print has a small surface area at the bottom and you want to add additional support to the first layer of your print, this is what you would do. And then you can also configure the infill of your print, which is basically the proportion of the interior of your print that's going to be filled with filament. So if you want a higher infill, that means that you'll have like a longer print. It will be heavier, it'll be more dense. The lower amount of infill you have, the faster the print will be, but it will also be lighter and less dense. So you can also navigate to the printer settings tab on the top left of the screen. And then on the infill menu, you can adjust the density and the pattern of your infill as well. Then you can click on support material And then on the support material menu, you can also enable both generate support material and auto-generated supports to basically automatically render the supports where your file will need them. So once you've configured everything and it has the proper settings that you want for your print, you're going to click on the Slice Now button. And this is going to convert your file into a G-code that the 3D printer will be able to read. So here it will be able to tell you how much time your print will take and how much filament is going to be used. And then once you're ready to print it on the 3D printer, you want to press Export G-code and save your G-code file onto a USB. So yeah.